hey, look, it's always change going on. So I mean, we gotta do a good job adjusting, and that's what that's what we have coaches for, and we practice those situations and walk through. We haven't did it yet on the field, but we talked about it in the meeting room, and eventually, we're gonna run it on the field, and just get in situations to where what gives us the advantage, even though it's a possibility that the offense will get the advantage.
Definitely.
Or, kickoff return team. So.
When they make a change like that, it makes the special teams just a little bit less important. And it seems like that's one of the ways that guys have been able to find a job in the league. Like that's how you kind of prove yourselves. That's how you cut your teeth. And that's kind of like your role, or what your path was, right?
100%. I mean, I literally got on this team from special teams. Just going hard every day in practice, and that. I mean, that just puts us guys like because I've been on the bubble, before, and that puts us at a disadvantage when you got guys that's like been in that position before and they're on the bubble, so they got to find ways to come, different ways to come in here and prove themselves, and they just cut that right out. So I don't know, man. Like I said, man, it's just changed all the time, and at the end of the day, man, we got to respect the game, and we always got to find if there's a will, there's a way. So I'm always here to help the younger guys, even try to get out of that bubble. So you know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Especially because a lot of those guys haven't played special teams before. Did you play special teams in college?
I did a little bit. My thing was I didn't really take it serious. Tom Herman, he was like very adamant about if you started, anything other than special teams, that you had to be on at least one special team. So I played like a wing on punt, but I got to Pittsburgh, went undrafted, went to Pittsburgh, and I was like, I'm pretty good at DB, so I really didn't take special teams serious. And now I knew the nuances of trying to get on the team versus the numbers, and at the end of the day, special teams coaches has the last few roster spots, and they gonna choose. So so when I got cut, man, when I came back here, when I got picked up here, man, I was in Tom McMahon's office like crazy.
Really?
Yeah, like crazy. Like even we have practice at like 9 o'clock. I'm in his office at 7:30, and I'm going over. I know the answer to stuff, and I'm still going to him. Just to show him how engaged I am. And they'll say like, "Hey, we're gonna walk through whatever," and I'm going full speed. I'm going full speed. You know what I'm saying? So it's got to be some way you got to stand out. Because everybody going half speed, even though he said half speed, then how he's gonna notice you.
Yeah.
So that was kind of my mindset. And hey, I'm in year 5, and I'm steady going.
Yeah.
Steady going, man. So.
What do you think of Mike Westhoff?
Hey, man, Mike Westhoff is batshit crazy, man. That's what I call batshit crazy. I love him though, man, because it's like he's not afraid to take a gamble. He's gonna throw all. Well, he keeps me on my toes because like we might not go over something in the meeting room, and he's kind of like just testing my knowledge, and he'll come out here and run some stuff that we never ran before. You know what I'm saying? And just keeps me on my toes. Just keep me thinking and like, hey, why did you do this? Why did you do that? This is why we want to do this, and it's like. He'll tell. I walk in. We have practice at 10. I walk in. He was like, "Be ready today. I'm throwing some shit at you." I'm just like, "All right, man. I got you. Come on." It keeps me on my toes, man. But I know his background. He's super knowledgeable. One of the best special team coaches in NFL history.
He wrote the book.
Yeah. So, hey, who am I to turn my shoulder on him? So, I'm all ears.
Yeah. What about Kawika?
Kawika?
Yeah.
Man, I heard. Well, I had a teammate, Chris Boyd, played with the Vikings last year. He's with Cardinals now, and when we got BK, I reached out to Chris. I was like, "Hey man, how BK?" And he had nothing but great things to say about him. Just super high energy guy, like super knowledgeable. Just willing. I'm always for a coach that's like willing to help. You know what I'm saying? If I'm coming up to your office, it's like he's willing to spend the extra time, invest in me. Just those type of things. And Chris is spot on. And I think Mike Westhoff and Ben, like they just make a perfect, duo. And you add on Chris Banjo, which I played against last year.
Of course.
Yeah, I played against last year, and like, he see it eye to eye, because obviously, they haven't played in a while, but Chris played last year, so I'm able to really just to hone in on different techniques because Chris actually did it last year. So.
Do you remember playing against him, like him specifically?
Yeah. I definitely remember. Like, it's crazy that I was playing gunner. I was on the left side of the field, and we was playing the Cardinals. We planted one to the left side, and they were doing like a bracket on me. So I had a single, and I beat the single, and Chris was like the bracket guy. He's like the safety, and I beat him too. But I missed a damn tackle. But I forced it to the sideline, which is a plus. But for me, it's like a minus, you know, because whatever.
Have you talked to him about that?
Huh?
Chris?
I haven't. Well, they actually played it in the film, and like we kind of gave like, yeah. But I missed the tackle, so it's just like, hey, you missed the tackle, bro. You missed the tackle, but whatever. But you know, yeah, they always pulling up plays of Chris in practice. I mean, yeah, they always pulling up just different film plays of him, like all just sporadically when he was with the Saints, when he was with the Cardinals, just different things. So.
You know, there's obviously a lot of changes this year, but Christian Parker's back. You know, the safeties room, I mean, I guess you add Skinner, but it's pretty similar to what it was last year.
Yeah.
How different is it for you with a little bit different scheme, but there are some of those similarities?
I mean, like I said, man, everybody's going to have like a different little touch to a scheme. Like, I mean, it's 3-4, and say you run into some of the similar stuff. And it's just different small little tweaks here and there. And that's the only things you really got to focus on. So other than that, man, it's almost like a review for me, because anytime we just continue to go to install 1, install 2, it's like, obviously when I first started learning the defense, it's like, okay, I'm focused on my job, and you're like, oh man, this is the same call from last year, just, you know, different terminology. Now I can look at, okay, what is this guy doing? Like, where's my help? You know what I'm saying? What if it was a run play? What will be, you know, my gap? Where would I fit? You know, how would this open up? Then you kind of go from that to, you know, what plays can beat us? You know, so like if we in quarters, what type of quarter beaters? And like, where's my help? If I can lay, I can play outside leverage because I might gain this other safety on the other side. So, man, like I said, it's pretty much all the same, man. Football, it's not really complicated. You know what I'm saying? Unless they make it complicated, but you know, they simplify it as much as they can for us. And you know, I'm just gonna continue to learn from K-Jack, from Justin, from CP, from Pat. I mean, I can go off the younger guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can learn from anybody. So,
how much easier is it to learn the new defense now than it would have been like 4 or 5 years ago?
Oh, well, I would say, man, when I first came in with Vic Fangio, man, that defense was fucking hard, bro. Like, I didn't really learn a lot my last 2 years of college. And
just because everything was kind of staying the same?
Yeah, we did a lot of like simulated stuff. It's like safeties blitzing from 10 yards deep, and just stuff like you didn't really have time to understand like why we was doing this. And I personally think they didn't do a good job of kind of like teaching us the IQ. And like I said, all coaches are different in aspects. One thing that coaching staff did make, I knew how to fit the run. I knew my run gaps. I knew those type of things. But when it comes to like passing concepts, I didn't really understand it. So, and then we ran like vanilla coverages, stuff like that. So it wasn't really much that I learned. You know, suppose from my first 2 years I had Vance Bedford, and it was like I was in his office all the time, and he was just telling me all the different techniques. We was switching it up. We was playing 2 lock, 2 man, 2, you know, just regular 2. Then you go to cover 3 match. And it was just a lot of different stuff that I kind of missed in my last 2 years. But like I said, everything happens for a reason. And when I first got to Fangio, he started throwing all these different, you know, these different cover 4s. Cover 4 is pretty easy, but it's like what you do within cover 4. You know, when you get a stack, when you get all this type of stuff, right? And it was just so much stuff thrown at me at one time. It just took me a minute to grasp it. And now it's like the game is like really slowing down for me. And I said, man, every day I'm just looking at, you know, just to learn more and more. And I see myself as a starting safety of this league at some point. So, yeah.
Awesome. I think that's all I got for you.
Okay.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Yeah.